Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Just Jessica here, and you'll have to excuse me. I'm having a little bit of a cold issue with my throat, but I sound awful, but I feel great, and I'm glad to be back. As most of you know, I took a little break for the holidays. Took about, I guess, 2 months off. I didn't do a what we're reading video or any sort of homeschool update, but I wanted to update you guys now. I've been so flattered by everybody that's texted me and messaged me, like wanting to know about the YouTube updates. Why haven't you put out any videos recently? And that's just tickled my heart. Thank you guys so much. So as it is, we're sitting here, it's January, and I want to just kind of tell you guys, because I think the last video that I made, we were still in the middle of our space unit from The Good and the Beautiful. Now, The Good and the Beautiful space unit was amazing. The kids loved it so much. I did beef it up a little bit to make it a little more challenging, particularly for my daughter, but they learned so much, and I learned so much right along with them. While we were studying it, we went to the local planetarium. We went to the Huntsville Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, and spent about 3 days there, and just had a really good time studying it. So we finished it up at the end of November, and instead of going right back into, going back to history, because I flip-flop science and history, we do a history unit, and then we do a science unit, and then we do a history unit. So when we finished up space, instead of me just going right back to history for the month of December, which was I had already scheduled to be a short month, because I didn't want us to overextend ourselves. I really wanted us to enjoy excuse me, the meaning of Christmas and enjoy the season, and I wanted us to do some service projects and stuff like that, more than academic book studies. We didn't start anything else after space. We just stopped at the end of November with space. We continued to do our language arts and our math mostly. The kids finished up their electives at the end of November, the beginning of December. So we kind of stripped everything away, all the enrichment, the morning basket, and we just stuck to 3 things. Four, I guess. We stuck to science, math, memorization, because we memorized the Christmas story from the book of Luke, and we also did our read aloud every day that we did. That was kind of how our December looked. We were able to do several service projects, and that went really well. I know we supported our local kindness ministry here. I gave the kids some money. It was like a ministry / math project, and I gave them an allotted amount of money, and on their own, with I supervised for safety reasons, but I did not have any input at all. They took their money and they went to the local grocery store, and they had to pick out items for our food bank ministry here in town without going over. They had to factor in the cost and tax and all that to make sure that they could get the most amount of food for the money given, and they really enjoyed that. And then I let them go and take the groceries that they bought in by themselves. I'm sorry, excuse me the way I sound. Like I say, I feel good, I just sound really bad. But so that was fun. We were also able to minister at a senior home and sing and play the piano and recite our memorization from the book of Luke, and give out some gifts and stuff like that at a senior home. That was a lot of fun. The kids served in our town's Christmas story ministry, where it's like a walkthrough of the Christmas story, and so I was able to serve one night of it. My kids served multiple nights, and my husband, who is a pastor, he did the like the wrap up preacher part at the end, where he talks about it, and if anybody needs prayer or anything like that, they can pray. So we were able to do some pretty awesome Christmas ministry kind of things. I want to say there was one more thing that we did, and I can't remember what it is, but we were able to do some service projects because we did cut back our workload. My son, who is in 4th grade, he finished up his Alabama history that he was doing, and he finished up his handwriting book. So for the new semester now, he has moved into typing 1. He is doing typing 1 from the Good and the Beautiful, and he is doing creative writing. The creative writing is kind of stretching him a little bit. That's a little bit out of his element, but he's doing real good with it. He's been a trooper, so I'm proud of him. My daughter's in the 6th grade, and she finished up her handwriting last semester, and she also finished up typing 1. So she, for the new semester, has moved into typing 2 and creative writing as well. And creative writing is right up her alley. Now, my son much prefers typing, but my daughter is loving the creative writing, and so those are their new electives for the new semester, and we'll just chip away at those. I'm not in any kind of big hurry. If they don't finish them this year, we'll just continue them over into the new school year next year, and I'm not really worried about it. Our schedule has changed a little bit. I know when I first started homeschooling, I was doing like a fun Friday basket where we just did electives on Fridays, and what I found was that we needed a little more structure and consistency. Just having something kind of off the wall on Fridays was a little weird and incoherent. So what we ended up doing was I have like a morning basket that we rotate, and so every morning we do Bible, read aloud, and then something from our morning basket, and then either history or science depending on what we're working on at that time. And that's our group work. And then they split off to do their independent work, which consists of math, English, creative writing, typing, piano practice, and usually a morning chore of some kind to do. So anyway, we kind of have a before lunch schedule and an after lunch schedule, and so that's kind of what it's fallen into right now. But yes, everything with school is still going good. It was hard to kind of get back in the swing of things after such a long Christmas break, but we really enjoyed it, and the kids are doing excellent, and I'll try to give you guys a couple more updates, maybe just on kind of how it's going, or like specific things that I think of that maybe you want to know. We are still using the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts program. My daughter's in level 6, and she's just doing 1 lesson a day. I don't stick her to a timer. We're not on any kind of schedule. If she continues to just do 1 lesson a day, then she will finish level 6 by the end of the year for sure. And she loves it. It is right up her alley. It fits her style so well, and I'm seeing retention as far as spelling words, grammar rules, that kind of thing. I'm seeing so much retention from her. And my son is in level 4, and he is doing well also. I don't love the spelling in level 4. It's hard for me to gauge if he's actually retaining any of it, but he is working through. He's way more than halfway through, and he's just been doing 1 lesson a day as well. So they should be finished with English by the end of April, I believe. And so that's how that's going. As far as math, we are still using Saxon. Many of you know we changed from teaching textbooks at the beginning of the year. So we're using Saxon math. My son is doing Saxon 5.4. My daughter is doing Saxon 7.6. And it's working really well. It's a lot more work for me, but the constant spiral and repetition is just great. They learn a new concept. They do some mental math, some facts practice to get them used to just shooting off those multiplication or division facts, whatever it is. And then they do a constant review of past concepts to keep them fresh on their mind. So I'm really enjoying Saxon. I've seen a huge improvement in their math skills. And so as far as I know, what I have planned, unless something changes, I'm definitely planning on sticking with Saxon again for next year. For my 6th grade daughter, because math really to me starts getting hard in the 5th grade, and for my 6th grade daughter, I went ahead when I bought Saxon and bought the Saxon Teacher CD set, and so that has really helped her, specifically in the past half of the book, because she did learn, being in public school, she learned these math concepts and principles so much differently than I did when I was in school. So so a lot of times when I try to teach her certain things, I just end up making it worse and confusing her. So the CD really walks her through the lecture step by step, and she's able to see it and understand it a little better. So for whatever reason, that works with me, and I can help her where I can. I still help her quite a bit with math because she just doesn't love it that much, but she's doing well. I mean, she's definitely mastered what she's learned so far. So same with my son. I didn't order the CD for him because I figure I got 4th grade math pretty good, and he's doing good at it. But we really have, we've loved Saxon. It's very thorough, and I feel like they are getting a great mathematical foundation for the future. So I think that's everything that I wanted to update you guys on. I will try to do another video about what we're reading and some of the awesome books that we've read since October, I believe. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, if you'll just leave them in the comments. I would like to do a Q&A video at some point of anything that maybe I haven't covered that you guys are wondering or whatever. But I really appreciate you guys watching, following our story, and just being so sweet and encouraging me to keep going even when I was on a really long break. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and you guys have a blessed day, and I love you. Bye.